Alright, what's going on? A lot of my friends have been starting to play Rocket League, and figured I'd make a bunch of tutorial videos. So I'm going to kind of go with the basics, and this is just going to go over my controls, camera settings, and talk about a little bit about the map as well. So, to my camera settings, I turn my camera shake off. Camera FOV is all the way up. I set my camera distance to 240. Camera height's at 100. My angle is at 6. No stiffness. And then I also use a 4 civil speed. The ones I would say you can kind of play around with is your angle and your height. Those two I would play. Depends on what kind of style you like to play. If you're more aerials, make your camera height a little bit lower. If you're kind of having difficulty with hitting balls on the ground, increase your height. Angle is just preference, so it's up to you. And then swivel speed, it's only based off of the camera movement, based off of your right analog stick. That's just what I've seen, so I like it. It's comfortable to me, so if you want to try it, and if not, that's fine. Leave everything else. Alright, so I'm gonna go talk about my controls. So obviously this should all be the same for most of you. Now I set air roll left to L3, and later on in my tutorial videos I'm going to actually talk about why I actually have it set to L3. For right now I wouldn't worry about it if you were you guys. Air roll, again, later on in videos I'm going to kind of teach you how to air roll and how to be better in the air. So what I would do is just set it to L1 for right now. And then set your scoreboard to R1. Because your scoreboard should be L1 as well. So switch it to R1, that way you're not having your scoreboard up every time you try an air roll. Everything else should be the same, I believe. Yep. Okay. Let's see. Video, I think I'm okay. Just leave those all checked. Don't worry about audio and chat. That's pretty much it. So that's pretty much my controls. Again, a lot of it's just preference. Finding your own thing is always important. But the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give you kind of a layout of how to play pretty much any map in general, because knowing the map is kind of important. So even though I have full boost, I'll kind of talk about like what all the boost spots are. So each pad will give you 12. Your max is 100, and then these give you a full 100. Okay. Your 100 spots are all in the corners, and then 2 in the middle tier. And then your pads, you have 1 in between each of the 100 spots. You also have pads that surround kind of like a perimeter in front of the goal. So if you're ever in a spot where like you couldn't grab 100 and you need it fast, you could just run through here or kind of swerve. There's a couple out here in the middle. There's 4 that surround the ball in the center. And then that's pretty much it, because everything else is just a mirror of what it does. So understanding that part is half the battle. So I guess I think I got enough time to do it, so I can do it. One big thing that is important is learning how to hit the ball. Hitting the ball is really important. That's going to help you out with a lot of stuff. And it sounds dumb to be like, well, duh, that makes sense. Well, you have to understand how you hit the ball, how you do certain things, how it reacts to the wall, how it reacts to your car, how it reacts to another person's car, how it reacts to the ground. Those are all things you have to know. So what I would do is, if you're ever uncomfortable trying to learn how to actually hit the ball, just hop into free play here and just hit it around for a bit. You know, learn how it bounces off your car. Learn how certain things come off. Like you see how the nose kind of comes off hard when I'm driving? Get under it. See, you'll actually pop it up. You know, hit it to the side. See, it'll bounce. You know, hit it backwards and it'll stay flat. You know, or flip to make it go faster. These are all things that you should just learn how to do over time. And like I said, getting comfortable with hitting the ball is more important than anything else in the game that I could ever teach anybody. If you're not comfortable with hitting the ball or understanding how to hit the ball at all, then this gets a lot more difficult than mine. This is just, again, just a little intro video. I'm going to kind of talk about a couple more things as well, like how to play with ball cam, when to have it on and off, just stuff like that in general. So I hope you enjoyed. I know this is kind of short and kind of just really, really basic, but it's a good way to get a little intro into the game on how to actually play. Thank you so much.